Imagine living your life day by day only to stumble upon a moment so bizarre, so unlikely that it seems the universe itself is playing a trick on you. Welcome back to Wisdom Wonderland, where you are not just a number. We know that for the big channels out there, they're, just one more like or subscribe here, but you are the one. Your like and subscribe is very, very important to us. We're just starting and your interaction with us matters. So please watch the video and hit that like and subscribe button. Today we're diving into the realm of the impossible made possible. We're talking about historical coincidences so strange, so mind-boggling, you'll find it hard to believe that they're true. But remember, truth can sometimes be stranger than fiction. And here's something you won't want to miss. At the end of the video, we'll reveal a coincidence so astonishing, it might just change the way you see the world. So buckle up as we journey through the annals of history, unearthing 7 of the most unbelievable coincidences that have ever occurred. And who knows, by the end of this video, you might start seeing coincidences in your own life. Stay with us until the end and let's get started. Let's kick things off with a tale that's so uncanny, it's almost chilling. Picture this. The sunny, picturesque island of Bermuda, known for its beautiful beaches, and as it turns out, a coincidence that's nothing short of mind-boggling. Meet the Neville Brothers, 2 ordinary men leading ordinary lives, or so it seemed. But their story took a turn for the extraordinary when they both met their end in the exact same way, exactly 1 year apart. Yes, you heard that right. The first brother, Neville, was accidentally hit by a taxi while riding his moped down a familiar street. A tragic accident indeed. But the story doesn't end there. Exactly 1 year later, on the same street, his brother was also hit by a taxi while riding his moped. Now, this is where things get truly eerie. It wasn't just any taxi that hit them, it was the same taxi, driven by the same driver. And if that wasn't enough, the taxi was carrying the same passenger during both accidents. The odds of such a coincidence are astronomical, and yet it happened. A tragic tale, no doubt, but one that leaves us questioning the very nature of coincidence and fate. But here's a question for you. Do you think this was just a bizarre coincidence, or could there be more to it? Maybe something like fate or destiny? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think. Moving on to our next historical coincidence, we're venturing into the realm of the uncanny, where fiction eerily mirrors reality. This is the story of the Titanic, but not as you know it. 14 years before the infamous Titanic sank, a novel titled Futility, or The Wreck of the Titan, was published. The story was about an unsinkable ship named the Titan, and that hits an iceberg and sinks, causing a great loss of life due to insufficient lifeboats. Sounds familiar, right? But here's where it gets truly eerie. The similarities between the fictional Titan and the real Titanic are almost too numerous to be mere coincidence. Both were British-owned steel vessels, both around 800 feet long, and both sank after hitting an iceberg in the North Atlantic in April around midnight. As we ponder this chilling prediction, it's hard to not wonder, was it a bizarre coincidence, or was there something more at play? Could the author have had a premonition, or is it a case of life imitating art in the most tragic way? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Speaking of the Titanic, did you know there was a recent tragedy involving a submarine voyage to the Titanic wreckage? It's a fascinating yet tragic story that raises important questions about the risks and ethics of deep-sea exploration. We've delved into this topic in another video on our channel. So, if you're intrigued by the mysteries of the deep and the Titanic's enduring legacy, make sure to check it out. You can find the link in the description below or click on the card appearing on your screen right now. From the depths of the ocean, we now journey to the corridors of power with our next historical coincidence. This one involves US presidents and a pattern so eerie it's known as the Curse of Tukumsei. The story goes like this. Starting with William Henry Harrison and ending with John F. Kennedy, every US president elected in a year ending in 0 died in office. Harrison, elected in 1840, died of pneumonia in just a month after his inauguration. Fast forward to 1960 and we have Kennedy, whose tragic assassination is still etched in the collective memory of the nation. Between them, Presidents Lincoln, Garfield, McKinley, and Roosevelt all met the same fate, each elected in a year ending in zero, each dying while still in office. This pattern is so uncanny that it's been dubbed the Curse of Tukumsei, named after the Shawnee leader who supposedly cursed U.S. presidents in the future in retaliation for the loss of his lands. Now here's a question for you. Do you think this is just a bizarre coincidence, or could there be a curse at play? And if it is a curse, why did it seemingly stop at Ronald Reagan, who was elected in 1980 and survived an assassination attempt? Did he break the curse? From the corridors of power, we now turn to a tale of family, fate, and the uncanny power of genetics. This is the story of Jim twins. Born together but separated at birth, these twin brothers were adopted by different families and grew up not knowing of each other's existence. Yet, when they were reunited 39 years later, they discovered that their lives had been eerily similar. Both were named Jim by their adoptive parents, both had childhood dogs named Toy, both had married twice, first to a woman named Linda and then to a woman named Betty. Both had sons they named James Allen, and if that wasn't strange enough, both worked in law enforcement, both enjoyed carpentry as a hobby, and both drove the same make and model of a car. The similarities were so striking that their story sparked a renewed interest in the nature versus nurture debate and the power of the genetics. Now here's a question for you. Do you think this is just a bizarre coincidence, or could it be a testament to the power of genetics? And what does it tell us about the age-old debate between nature and nurture? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think. From the mysteries of genetics, we now journey to the marvels of engineering with our next historical coincidence. This one takes us to the construction of the Hoover Dam, a symbol of human ingenuity and determination. But behind this engineering wonder lies a tale that's both tragic and uncanny. The construction of the Hoover Dam claimed the lives of over 100 workers, but it's the first and last fatalities that send a chill down the spine. The first man to lose his life during the construction was a surveyor named J.G. Tierney. He drowned in the Colorado River on December 20th, 1922 when scouting the location for the dam. Fast forward to 13 years later to the day, and the last man to die during the construction was Patrick Tierney, J.G.'s son. He fell from one of the intake towers on December 20th, 1935, exactly 13 years after his father's death. The odds of a father and a son dying on the same project on the same day, 13 years apart, are astronomical. It's a coincidence that adds a layer of mystery to the already awe-inspiring story of the Hoover Dam. Now here's a question for you. Do you think this is just a bizarre coincidence, or could there be something more at play? A twist of fate, perhaps, or a reminder of the human cost of progress? We'd love to hear what you think and discuss it in the comments. From the marvels of engineering, we now turn to the world of literature and the cosmos. Our next historical coincidence involves the legendary writer Mark Twain and the celestial wonder known as Halley's Comet. Mark Twain, the author of classics like The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, was born on November 30th, 1835. On that very day, Halley's Comet made one of its rare appearances, lighting up the night sky. Twain was fascinated by the celestial visitor, and he even predicted his own death in connection with it. He once famously said, "I came in with Halley's Comet in 1835. It's coming again next year, and I expect to go out with it." And incredibly, Twain's prediction came true. He died on April 21st, 1910, just one day after Halley's Comet made its closest approach to Earth that year. The coincidence of Twain's birth and death being associated with the appearance of Halley's Comet adds a poetic and cosmic dimension to the life of one of America's greatest literary figures. Now here's a question for you. Do you think this is just a bizarre coincidence, or could there be a deeper connection between Twain and the cosmos? A cosmic alignment, perhaps a poetic twist of fate? From the cosmic connection of Mark Twain, we now turn to a tale that's both heart-stopping and heartwarming. This is the story of Baby Savior, a man who defied the odds not once but twice. Imagine walking down the same street at the same time exactly 1 year apart and witnessing the same horrifying event, a baby falling from a high window. That's exactly what happened to a man named Joseph Figlock in Detroit in the 1930s. While walking down a street, he was struck by a falling baby. The baby had tumbled a pawn from a window, and Figlock's presence at the exact moment saved the child's life. Now here's where it gets truly unbelievable. Exactly 1 year later, on the same street, Figlock found himself in the same situation. A different baby fell from a window, and once again, he was there to catch the child. Both babies were unharmed thanks to Figlock's miraculous timing. The odds of such a coincidence are almost beyond comprehension, and the story has become a symbol of fate, timing, and the incredible power of coincidence. Now here's a question for you. Do you think this is just a bizarre coincidence, or could there be something more at play? A twist of fate, perhaps, or a guardian angel watching over those children? And there you have it. 7 of the most astonishing historical coincidences that defy explanation, from the eerie predictions of the Titanic's fate to the cosmic connection of Mark Twain and the miraculous catch of a baby savior. These stories remind us that sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. But what do these coincidences tell us about fate, destiny, or the hidden connections that bind us all? Are they a mere chance, or do they hint at something deeper? We'll leave that for you to ponder. If you enjoyed this journey into the bizarre and fascinating world of historical coincidences, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more intriguing content. And speaking of intriguing, in our next video, we'll be diving into the mysteries of ancient civilizations and unearthing secrets that have baffled historians for centuries. You won't want to miss it. So, hit that notification bell and we'll see you in the next Wisdom Wonderland adventure. Until then, keep exploring, stay curious, and let us know your favorite coincidence from today's video in the comments. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay wise and wonderful.